Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm so excited because it is time for an all new round of speed reviews. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. I tried 8 new products in the month of January, and I feel like January was such a long month. I do see a lot of really new and exciting releases coming out soon, so I'm excited to get my hands on those and review more. But let's just hop right into it. Coming in at number 8 is the Natasha Denona Mini Pastel Palette. So this one it's fine. That's what I have. I have not had a chance to use this in conjunction with my larger pastel palette, but that is definitely my intention to use this more with that because I think the two of them will work very, very well together, and I think that will make this much more useful in my collection. I have used the shade Aurora quite a bit on its own or with other shadows, and I think it's absolutely stunning that way. What I don't like about this palette is that, to me, it's just not the most cohesive color story. I think it's fine. I think it's a great little companion palette, but as a standalone palette, I just don't know if it works. So that's kind of my overall thoughts on this one. It's fine. I don't think it's a bad palette. I think the quality is just fine. It's just definitely not my favorite color story from Natasha, or especially compared to other palettes in my collection. I think it's great. I just don't think it stands on its own very well, but the shade Aurora is super beautiful. Coming in at number 7 is from NYX, and this is their new Fat Oil Lip Drip. I have the shade Missed Call, and I picked this up when I ordered the new Blur foundation because I really do love a good lip oil. I love a good hydrating lip product. What I don't like about this one is how hard it is to get the applicator out of the tube. I think the oil is fine, but there are oils I have that I like so much more. I prefer the Merit Lip oils to this formula. I just don't feel like there is much to this compared to some others that I have. So this isn't a favorite lip oil, but it's not bad. The applicator actually is really, really nice when you're using it. I just think they made it a little too tight to go into the tube, but overall, the shade is pretty, the formula's fine. It's just not as good as some others that I have. I don't know that I'll purchase more shades, but I will definitely be able to use it up. Coming in at number 6 is a product that has been viral online for forever at this point, and I just tried it out for the first time recently, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand in Fair Medium. So obviously everyone's been raving about these, and then during the holidays I picked up a duo of her blush and highlighter wands, and I fell in love with them. I did not want to fall into the hype, but yet I did. And so I finally picked up the contour wand, and I do like it. I think it's really, really great. I do think it's great. I think it adds such a pretty contour. It's beautiful. Do you need it? Not necessarily. If you're not somebody who does a lot of contouring, maybe not. But it is a great formula. It's very, very pretty. I will definitely get a lot of use out of it. It's just ranking a little bit lower within this ranking because I tried some really good products this month. But overall, this is a great product. I would recommend it if you've been wanting to try it. I do not think you will hate it by any means. It's great. It's just very expensive. Coming in at number 5 is a drugstore foundation that I really fell in love with. This is the NYX Bare With Me Blurring Tint Foundation. I had the shade Light Ivory, and I thought this one would be too light. I was initially really wanting the shade Fair, but this one is actually so good. This shade works so well. They only have 24 shades, but I feel like they're flexible. This shade melts right into my skin. It looks so pretty. It's super flattering. This is definitely a medium coverage foundation, but I definitely think you can build it up to get a pretty full coverage look. It is definitely very matte, but it's not uncomfortably so. Like I said when I was testing this one out, I have very dry skin. I live in Canada. It is January, so I have all of the things working against me right now. So a matte foundation doesn't typically work for me on a good day, but especially at this exact point in time, a matte foundation is an absolute no-go. But this one, it is fine. It works so good. I loved the coverage. I love how it looked on my skin. I love how quickly it blended out. It did blend so fast. and it lasted all day long, and the price point is so good. I will say one packaging thing is that the packaging is really cute, but you do get kind of a lot out at a time. You'll probably get more than you intended, but this is such a good product. If you're somebody who has dry skin but you don't love a super glowy look, try this because I think you would absolutely love it. Okay, coming in at number 4 is from NARS, and this is the Orgasm Foreplay Blush Quad. So I fell in love with the NARS eyeshadow formula last year and decided that NARS is a brand that I would like to add to my, I guess, roster of brands that I like to review. So when they released this collection just after the holidays, I knew I had to pick it up. So this one came with the cheek quad and an eyeshadow palette, and the outer packaging is absolutely stunning. I know NARS gets a bad rap for releasing essentially the exact same thing over and over and over again, but it's what sells. It would be nice to see a little bit more variety, but I can also see where they're going with that. This is beautiful. This is. So you do get the highlight in the shade Swinger, then you get Orgasm, you get Orgasm X, and Orgasm Rush. So I absolutely thought Orgasm Rush was going to be too deep, but I actually can pull this shade off. I go in with a light hand and it actually just looks like a really pretty burnt kind of terracotta, more warm tone blush on me, and I really, really love it. I think it's pretty. I think I'm gonna really love it in the summertime. And Swinger I thought was going to be too deep for a highlight. It's not. It actually works really well also. I love this cheek quad. It's so beautiful, so pretty. I want to reach for it regularly. It's just so easy to use and work with. The formula is great. It's so smooth. It's so blendable. It's very long wearing. I love all of these products. I love this quad, and I really am glad I invested in it. Okay, and coming in at number 3 is the counterpart to that. That is the Orgasm Rising eyeshadow palette. So exact same square packaging, and the eyeshadow palette is absolutely nothing new or unique from NARS. If you already have the Summer Unrated palette, I don't think you need this. I think they are different shades, but they're similar enough in tone and vibe that I think that if you have that one, you're going to be able to get very similar looks with this. So I think if you have that one, you don't necessarily need this one. However, if you don't have that one, I think this is stunning. I love their eyeshadow formula. I love their matte formula. It's almost like a silky kind of formula. The shades really just sort of blend together in the most beautiful way. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but there is something about the way their mattes blend together. This almost feels like a very sophisticated formula. I do think some of these mattes or some of these shimmers are a little bit on the drier side, which I don't love, but this shade here, this is the shade Hot Wired, and I love it. It is so smooth but so metallic. And then these brown tones are just perfect. It's the tone, it's the shade, it's the blendability, and there's just something special about NARS eyeshadow formula that it just gets me every time. If you know what I'm talking about, please let me know in the comments. Let me know I'm not alone, but there's something special there. There just is. Okay, coming in at number 2 is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter. I picked up the shade Moonlit Glow, and this is stunning as well. I love how glowy this is. I'm not wearing this today, but I pretty much have been wearing it every single day since I got it. I love this. I think it's so pretty. It's one of those, it's a very shiny highlight, but you can also just go very subtle with it as well. And I love the tone. I love the shade. I love how it looks on my skin. It's just so flattering. And this is one that I think would also look great on more mature skin types, drier skin types, just skin with more texture in general. I think this would work so well because it does not enhance anything. And I love that. The one thing I don't like about this product, and I've heard a lot of people say the exact same thing, is the way it spins in the pan. They didn't do a very good job with the magnet to getting this secured to the back. That's the only thing I don't like. And especially for a high-end product, this is a very expensive highlighter. I do think they could have done a better job with that, but this is still ranking in at number 2 because I like the product so much. And coming in at number 1, my favorite product I tried in the month of January is the new Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. So I actually tried this one December 30th. But I've been testing it out over the month and I still really love this. I actually just put this head to head in a beauty battle against my beloved NARS foundation And the NARS still won, but again, this one is such a close contender. The packaging, first of all, is beautiful. It's very heavy. It looks very luxe. It's got this beautiful white lid and the silver pump. Beautiful. It just looks very high-end. If you do look close, it does look like there is shimmery particles in here, but in the description of the product, it does say that it's infused with finishing powder, which I think is so interesting. So I think that's what that is. But this is such a long wearing foundation. I cannot believe how long wearing this is. I put this on in the morning and I'll do a full face of makeup, and by the end of the day, the end of a very long 14-hour workday, this is still going strong. This is still going strong. I do not need to worry about this. My skin looks pretty and radiant and glowy, but not too glowy. Like, I don't look oily or anything like that. It just looks so lovely on the skin. I love this. I love how comfortable it is. It does look quite skin-like while also giving a really good medium coverage. I think it gives more coverage than the NARS foundation. It just looks so beautiful on the skin, and I've just been absolutely loving it. So this one is definitely number one. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!